It is a bright sunny day, which means it is content day. In the winter, when it gets like cloudy most days, it's hard to film content because I want bright natural lighting, but today is sunny and I have the place to myself, so I'm going to be filming content. I thought I would take you guys along with me to show you what it's like to film UGC content, what my process looks like. Obviously, everyone's looks very different, and mine is very casual since I don't do this full time. This is a very, side job for me. But I have 3 pieces of content that I want to film today, and then one other that's not like for a brand, but I just want to post for my own channels. So let's do it. Usually what happens is that I clean up my room, which I normally do, and then I set up my phone here. This is my phone, tripod, and this is my window here. So I make sure that I get a lot of direct light. I do several things. If I feel like a video needs to be really high quality, I will actually use the back camera, and then I will use my mirror and adjust it so that I can see if I'm in frame. Sometimes I'll use just my back camera and then my Apple Watch, so you can use that feature to see if you're in frame. But today's a little bit casual, so I think I'm just gonna use my front camera. The lighting's pretty good, so I can just do the 4K and I will be set. So the first thing that I'm going to be filming is for this Milk makeup thing that I just got. This is just for myself, it's not for the brand itself. This is their Grip Gel Tint. I received it as PR and I heard it's amazing, so I'm going to try it out and film a little thing about it. So I will just adjust. And the thing here is that you'll see I'm just wearing like yoga pants under. If I'm filming a lot of things on the same day, I'll pretty much just change my top or adjust my makeup very slightly so it looks like I didn't film it all on the same day. I think a lot of people do this. They batch their content. They don't film every day and post every day. So they'll batch like several content on their content day like today, and then they'll post them whenever they're ready. So let's do that. I'm gonna put just a little bit of makeup on right now so that I don't feel too empty. So normally on days where I am filming, I will actually play music in the background or a TV show just so that I don't get bored. Like what you see is such a short part of the filming day that a majority of the day is just me prepping or getting ready or planning it out. So I like to have music in the background, and then if I have to do like voiceover, I'll turn the music off, or that's pretty much it. Like I just mute clips because I'm always watching TV in the background. Base layer is done, so just received Milk Makeup's new Hydro Grip Tint, and it has amazing reviews online, so I'm going to try it out for you guys. Okay, that was my first video. That's on the Milk Makeup. This lip product is next. It's one of the most important things. I have to actually do the rest of my makeup though. Okay, when it comes to making the UGC content, pretty much always you'll get a brief, and they'll tell you kind of things that they want you to say, what kind of shots they want you to have. For this particular brand, I'm looking at the brief right now, they want you to show your bare lips. So this is a lip product. They want to show your bare lips, which is what it looks like now, and then what it looks like on. They also want swatches, and then they want an exciting reaction, and then a cute pose at the end to leave a lasting impression. It depends on what kind of UGC content you make, right? So right now I'm doing makeup content, but if you do like home content, they might tell you like what kind of home shots they want. And depending on the brand, they might get really, really specific on what they want. They might be like, we want using this lighting and these tools and this kind of angle. But this brief is fairly simple, so they are allowing you to have quite a bit of creative freedom. But you do want to make sure that you use all of the guiding principles that they have here so that you don't have to make any edits, because when you're making an edit, it could be a lot of work. So this is what I'm going to do here. I have this shot, so this is what my bare lips look like. Okay, when it comes to product shots, you'll see here, I just have like a white background and I'm just gonna shoot like this. with the lighting. This is not the ideal place. I had a much better place in my last setup, but this is as good as it gets for here. I think I'm done with content number 2. I'm going to actually wipe all of this makeup off, everything on my hands, and then clean up the station before I get into the next video. This is the part I actually hate the most, is that like I sometimes have to wash my face 3 or 4 times if I want to do different kinds of product shots, change my outfit. It's just part of the job. It's not difficult, just a little bit tedious, so let me just wipe this all off and then I'll come back with a fresh outfit. Okay, switched out my top. Now I need to rehydrate my face because it looks so dead. Okay, the next 2 pieces of content that I want to do one for these Revlon sticks that I received. I'm gonna pull up the brief for that. I didn't realize that these Revlon multi-liners were not just an eyeliner because I've only been using it to eyeline my eyes, but I realized you can use it in so many different ways, so I'm gonna see how many different ways I can use these liners. I don't love the way that one turned out, so I feel like once I start editing, I might hate that and realize I have to reshoot. It's okay. Let's do a third outfit change. Okay, for this thing, I think I'm going to film it at this angle of my apartment. And then clean this up a little. Okay, this is for a jewelry brand, and I received this honestly quite stunning tennis necklace, and so I'm gonna try filming something a little bit more classy than my makeup stuff because this is jewelry. I looked at the brief and they want me to talk about some of the features of the necklace and then show how like shiny it is, so that's really what I'm going for here. Okay, I'm actually done with the content for now. I'm really tired, but I have to just do some editing and then lots of emailing. Before I get into that, I will show you guys some of the other PR that I received this week. So from Elizabeth Arden, they sent me their green tea pistachio crunch. What is this? Vaporizer. It's their new scent, and then along with their huge tub of body cream from the same scent. I'm excited for this because I love green tea, I love pistachio. Last week, actually, when it was Valentine's Day, I received this box and I was so happy. It's from Origins and it is the ultimate love story, it says. And it includes their Youthtopia plumping apple cream and then their Youthtopia refining apple peel. I've actually tried this one before and I liked it. And then it came with some, I guess, candies, but I don't eat those candies, so those are probably gonna go in the trash. But how cute is this PR box? And then from Living Proof, they sent me a bunch of shampoo and conditioners here. This is their curl shampoo for waves, curls, and coils, which does not apply to me, but we'll definitely be gifting this. And then the Frizz shampoo for frizzy hair. I like the shapes of these bottles. And then speaking of hair, this is from Verb. This is their Frizz Defense Smoothing Spray. From Glossier, this is their Future Dew Solid Oil Serum Illuminator. I have no idea what this is, but I'm gonna keep this one because I want it. And then this is the Tony Moly Green Tea Super Light Daily Defense. I've been hoarding sunblock because I am going on a trip in a couple of weeks and I know I'm going to be needing a lot of sunblock for that. The Beauty Blender sent me their Power Pink Starter Set. Looks like a little pill. Salt and Stone sent their deodorant. This is neroli and basil. And then Monday sent me their body wash. I actually love this body wash. I think it's really good. It checks all the boxes for me, that it feels really clean, it lathers really well, and then it's affordable, and the size of this is huge, which I love. Okay, I'm gonna get this all cleaned up, and then you guys can check out the computer work that I do for UGC next. Okay, it is many hours later, and so now I'm gonna go into CapCut and I'm going to start editing my videos. How I generally like to do this is I reread the brief that they sent me and make sure that I have all the clips that I need, and then I just load it and see what I can come up with. For all of my videos, not just like the UGC videos, even my YouTube videos, I always start with like a rough cut, so footage that I like I'll keep, and anything that I don't like I will just chop off, which is footage of anything where I'm like blinking or I just don't look attractive. I will obviously delete. I just try to think about what kind of voiceover would make the most sense in these clips that I have to add the voiceover for. For UGC, unless they specifically say that they want voiceovers, I just do text on the screen. I typically charge more for voiceovers since that does require more work. When it comes to voiceovers, I do a script, and if they require it, I will generally send them what I'm going to say or ask them what they'd like me to say. I do the voiceover. I might tweak it just to make it sound like me, and then I will typically just use my phone and record straight on here. If I feel like my phone's not cutting it that day for whatever reason, I will use this mic, which is part of my Osmo Pocket Mini that I use. The thing is, like, you can film like 10 minutes worth of footage and then still not be able to come up with one whole minute video. So you want it to have as much content as possible to work with, especially if you're allowing for the brand to have edits, because otherwise you'll get into editing and realize that you don't have enough footage and you kind of just got to start all over. Okay, so I think I have what they want. They didn't set how long the video has to be. This is kind of a short video, but I'm fine with how it looks. And then just make sure that it has the right text. Okay, I think I'm done with this, so I'm just gonna export it and then submit it to the brand and see what they think. If they don't like it and it gets rejected, then I have to make edits again. I don't use any of like the super fancy stuff on CapCut. I really just use voiceovers. I will occasionally use audio to text, so if I do have voiceovers, having them put it as captions on there. I will occasionally use like some zoom in, zoom out features. And then sometimes I like to like cut my videos so that the audio comes in before the next clip rolls, so that it just seems like things are moving faster than they're supposed to be. If you don't notice this, but a lot of your favorite like YouTubers and like TikTokers who use audio, they will cut out their breaths so that it seems like the video is running along a lot faster. That's what I would say is the main difference between like podcasting and like YouTube, is that in podcasts, you will allow the person to take their time thinking and talking, but in YouTube and in like long form TikToks, people are talking and like cutting it so quickly so that things move along, because the attention span and the possibility that someone's going to swipe away is so high. Yeah, so you have to like cut those out, and that's what I spend a majority of my time doing when it comes to editing, because I plan ahead my videos so often so that I don't have to do as much cutting. Okay, and then when it comes to actually posting, so some brands will require you to have a very specific thumbnail. You have to adhere to that. And then they will require you to have certain hashtags, tagging. When it comes to posting on Instagram, they might ask to be a collaborator, or on like YouTube, they might want a specific link on the first description so that before you even open like the bottom description tab, their link is the first thing that you see. And so for this particular video that I'm uploading right now, they want me to have their item link pasted as the first thing. Yeah, they have a lot of hashtags that they want me to do. So typically I'll just copy it directly from their website and then paste it so that I'm not messing up the hashtags, because that can get messy. And that way if they're like, oh, you put the wrong hashtag, I'll say, no, you put the wrong hashtag because I copied it directly off your website. And here it doesn't say I need a tag, so I'm gonna do that. And then that's it. I don't like to add pretty much anything else when it comes to posting for a brand, because if they don't like it, they can use that as a reason to reject. Music, I go 50-50 on this. If I feel like the brand won't really care if I add music, I'll add music. If I know that brand's gonna be picky about it, I won't. Unless the brand specifically says, like, you can add non-copyright music, whatever. Typically, if they're going to use it on their social media sites, they don't want any music on it, so that they can add music on top if they want to. But if I'm posting it on my own, I like music. If I'm not doing a voiceover, it's just kind of silent, so I like music. So I'll just post that right now. I'm going to do the rest of my editing off screen. I thought I would show you guys some of the cold emails that I send out to brands. So right now it is Sunday evening, and so I try not to send any emails over the weekends because I know the brand's not looking at it, and by the time it gets to Monday morning, it just kind of floods their inbox. I like to send my emails in like the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, so that I feel like somebody's gonna look at it. I feel like if people are going in Monday morning and seeing like their inbox is 100 emails, they're not gonna dig through it. But if I send it like in the middle of the week, by that point they will have cleaned out their email from the weekend, and then they might happen upon my email. There's two things that I do, I think, that are a little bit differently. One, I use AI to make sure that every single email pitch that I send out is customized to the brand. I used to do this manually, so I used to actually physically write out individual things about the brand that I liked, but that can get really tedious if you're sending out, I don't know, like 100 emails. So having AI do that for you is much better. And then the second thing I do that's a little bit different is send a follow-up email. So if the person does not respond to me in like 4 or 5 business days, I will have a scheduled email that goes out where I will say, hey, I'm wondering if you caught up on this. A lot of times, if the person did not see the first email and they do see the second email, they will actually respond, whether it's, hey, please don't email me anymore, or B, it's, I think this is what you're looking for, or this is what we have right now. And so I like follow-up emails because those are less likely to get lost in their inbox. And it shows that you care a little bit more. And so there are several ways you can do this. The most easy way is like on Gmail when you have like the scheduled sends. That's what I like to do. Or you can use any of like the social media platforms now that will automatically send out follow-up emails for you. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to write out the batch of however many emails I'm going to send out this week. I do have a massive Excel sheet of all of the brands that I've reached out to and whether or not they're looking for me to follow up with them a couple of months later in the new season. So they might say like, hey, we just closed up on a campaign, so we're not looking for new influencers. Catch up with me in a couple of months. Or if I reach out to an email and they say, hey, actually, this is the email you should be reaching out to, I like to have that on an Excel sheet. If I see that there's like a team where I have to, I don't know, show them my portfolio and then I haven't heard from them, I just like to have that all on an Excel sheet. I'm sure there's a better way to keep track of all of this. I have tried to use a couple of platforms and apps. I don't think any of them really worked with what I'm looking for. So right now I'm just using an Excel sheet. I wish I could use Notion, but I'm not good enough at Notion to keep track of all of that. So right now it's just an Excel sheet. This is it right now. I'm not gonna show you what it looks like, but I have about 300 brands where I have sourced the email myself and I keep track of it. If I use an email from a person, I don't feel comfortable like sharing that on social media. I know a lot of people do it on TikTok these days, but I'm not comfortable doing that. If they have a generic email, so if their email isn't like, Amy at Innisfree, that's fine. Like if it's like influencer at Innisfree, like that's something I feel comfortable like sharing to people. But if it's an individual person where I've sourced their email in a very specific way, I'm not sharing that with people because that's an individual person's email. Like we shouldn't be flooding them with, our inquiries if that's not their main job. So I do feel half and half about all those UGC creators who are posting people's emails, because yes, that is also public information, but also that's a real person. Like you got to be careful where the line crosses. Okay, let's send out a lot of emails. Some other thoughts. First and foremost, always be professional and kind. I know that they might not respond to you or you might not get the email that you're looking for, but always thank them for their time. Again, even if you're a content creator for years and years, no brand is required to work with you. So always make sure that you are nice to them because they're just doing their job too. Second is that it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort. So the response rate is very, very low for cold emailing. And so if you send 100 emails, you might get like a 7% just a response rate. So not even 7% turning into collaboration, 7% of just them saying to you, hey, we don't have campaigns, or this is who you can reach out to, or this is somewhere you can apply to do campaigns for them. So that's why I recommend using platforms that connect you directly with brands that have open campaigns. Again, though, you will make a lot less money on those platforms than you would working out a relationship directly with the brand, but it will hopefully make it a lot easier for you. I would say on average, I spend about 5 to 10 hours a week doing my content work, and I haven't made a ton of money off of it. I mostly just enjoy creating content and getting free stuff and being able to give that free stuff to my friends and family. So I've never been the type to think like I'm going to use social media and content creating to get rid of my corporate job and do that full time. I know that once it gets to that point, like I'm not gonna want to do it. So that's where I'm at now. Always make sure that you're doing what the brand is asking you to. And if you are not comfortable doing that, then say it upright from the beginning. Like, I don't want to say XYZ thing, or I'm not comfortable showing this part of my life. Be very clear. And if they don't want to work with you, like because of that, I think it's better to just keep that boundary than to later on be like, oops, I did this thing that I did not want to do. Always read the fine print, have contracts, have a brief. And if you're always unsure, have another person check it out. Like I have my sister sometimes review videos or things that I post. I have my friends look over things that I'm about to post to see if I've edited it right or if it matches the brief that they've sent to me. And yeah, generally I like to test the product before I post positive things about it. I know that that's not for every influencer out there, but that's what I like to do. Anyways, that's my UGC process. I hope this was interesting. Thank you all for watching. Bye.